I'm not a chef and I'm just a gangster kusinera. Ginusto ko na yung kusina kasi ang saya-saya, ang gulo-gulo. But we seem to have always been cooking, and eventually when my father became president and my mother became his first lady, we all learned that it became public policy to feed the people with Nutriban, with Masagana 99 and rice exportation, with Kadiwa, and all those other projects. But at home, it was all about constantly cooking, heaping tablespoons of pancit and igado and pinakbest and kung ano-ano. This is maybe a glimpse of my life through food. It was all about constantly cooking, heaping tablespoons of pancit and igado and pinakbest and kung ano-ano. My mom, the real original gangster cook, she is very aslom na kumain. Very Bisaya, inuuna, all the paksiw in the world and all the kinilaw. Whereas my dad is Ilocano and there's no aslom in his taste profile. But there's bitterness because that's Ilocano. The bitter taste, the pait that doesn't exist elsewhere. And so it's a little bit bipolar. At the same time, I spent a great deal of time overseas. So I think there is evolving an OFW cuisine. Honestly, the Ilocano diaspora is beginning to create new food, and I think you can find that in LA, you can find that in Nagoya, Tokyo, you can even see that in Paris, weirdly enough, where the caldereta is evolving into some strange banh mi thing, but it's wonderful to taste. This is maybe a glimpse of my life through food. Thank you very much for joining us during this launch. Thank you very much to Mateo and Nancy, lending credibility to my kalokohan and efforts in the kitchen. It's been a real adventure, and I've been very, very fortunate to have been born in the Philippines with a little bit of a bipolar taste profile. I eat it all. Ilocano, Tagalog, Kapampangan, Bicolano, Bisdak. Go for it. Kaya I've been very lucky that way. And therefore, I'm sharing with you what brought my family together, what brings us together time and time again. No matter how busy we are, no matter how public we are, at the end of the day, it's always around a kitchen table, sharing a very good meal. So I hope we can do the same for you during the holidays, to see your families after the dreadful COVID, the isolation. We now have a chance to get together again, to hug and to eat and to chat in person. Thank you.
I don't know. How did this start?
Reggie started it. She invited us for a birthday when she turned 12, and she's now 13. So therefore, ayun, nag-usap-usap kami, and we were talking about our childhood, and we spent so much time in the kitchen. Reggie ended up being her mom's sidekick, and her mom was a brilliant cook, Tita Amparing.
Yeah.
And then ako naman, I don't know why, yun nga, I was always punished because I always had sassy answers to all kinds of things. So I'd get punished for being intrometida and very outspoken and rebellious. So ayan, kitchen detail. Pero sa bandang huli, type na type ko naman mapunish. Yun. And I saw Nancy, you were nodding away about the OFW food. I'm so convinced that the Filipino diaspora, the Ilocano diaspora, is going to contribute something great. Dahil kasi, di ba, the theory is the best food in the world is border food. And naniniwala naman ako na yung diaspora na yan, parang magiging border food yan eh. Kasi nag-evolve yung Filipino food at kung ano-anong ingredients ang napapasok, magiging social.
Naging creative sila because they had to adjust and then at the same time make it mas masarap pa sa kanilang ano. At saka basically from their memory kasi all their memories come from the food that they ate when they were still back here in the Philippines. Diba?
Yeah, tapos they add all these new things depending on where they are now. So it's really a whole new thing altogether. And let me tell you, when we were first talking about this book, you know how serious the senator was? She actually had notes, her recipes were handwritten.
Wow.
You remember that? I have a folder of all your handwritten recipes, which I think are
did,
in notebook
Reggie, totoo
somewhere.
ba yan?
Yeah, it's somewhere here. I just have to look for it. But then again, when we became more serious about it, it was already all, we had to start writing it down this time through a computer. But the first batch of recipes that she handed over to me were really handwritten by her. So it's interesting.
Reggie, why did it take 10 years? Kasi busy-busy yung mga ali.
Wala. I was busy cooking. She was busy making laws. So, and then parang hindi lang nagtugma-tugma. But I really have that whole envelope. Talagang dala niya yon one afternoon, nagkita kami. Serious siya. Sinulat niya yon. Parang sulat kamay. Parang siya notebook. And then, at first we really just wanted it to be an Ilocano cookbook. That's the whole honest truth. We just wanted to put together her Ilocano recipes, our family Ilocano, our Ilocano recipes from our side and hers. And then I don't know how it just evolved to being what it is. It's a book now that has close to 100 plus recipes. Parang nanganak dapat ilan pages
busog na busog yung libro busog na busog.
And then, I don't know, parang it just became all of a sudden a book that's so rich. Yung pictures, recipes, the recipes are wonderful. The food photography is also wonderful. The styling is also wonderful.
Hello, the styling, walang stylist.
Wala, hagis-hagis
lang na nag-rock and roll.
Yeah. So it was just like that. It's really, wala talaga kaming stylist. Talagang all in-house. Kanya-kanyang style. Pahiram ng plato niya, plato ko. Kung ano lang ang nandyan. Lahat ng mga kumot niya yata, nailabas na niya mga inabel, mga banggar, mga kung ano, banig.
Whatsoever.
Lahat halo-halo. Diba? But I'm actually proud of the book. Well, of course, the recipes there. It's not because we wrote it, or the senator and I put together all these recipes, but it's really a narrative. It is the way a family eats. It's really a chronicle of the Marcos kitchen and how they live, how their lives are through food. It's very interesting. I come in simply by adding on like maybe to Senator Imee's recipe, like there's one thing, and then maybe I add, if I were to eat this, I'd make a side salad, let's say of labanos, and then I added my labanos recipe. Like for instance, to her pate, I added a really nice broas recipe. So what it is really is a complementary type of thing where she has a dish, I put in my 2 cents worth, or I put in a tip, or I put in something from memory that I think will go, or like my mom's chocolate bagoong is there because it brings us back in time when they were
chocolate
always
bagoong, chef?
Yeah, well, tell them why you call it chocolate bagoong. Yeah. Yeah.
I became chocolate bagoong because I'm a total chocoholic. But for some reason, the bagoong was so good, I said it tasted like chocolate.
But there's no chocolate, or is there chocolate?
Wala, but it looked like chocolate. It looks like molten lava, according to me.
Wow. Senator, Chef, aside from getting the cookbook, can people actually taste the food from a restaurant or out there, or they have to get the cookbook and make it themselves?
That's probably the next Imee restaurant. That's the next Imee restaurant.
It's so much work. Naku, it's so much work. Mateo, you should know.